Like, how difficult would it be for me to actually, like, tend to all of you guys and immediately offer? Because, like, what is it are you actually expecting? What if your very first time everything is absolutely, like, deplorable? And I genuinely mean that in a sense where it's just, like, it could have been ridded. That's the reason I'll just be sitting here. I'm just like, okay, but like, that's the reason I told him that. But that's the reason I specifically said because somebody genuinely felt weird about like putting a bitch in her socks. And I was like, you'd feel weird about putting a bitch in your socks. You're not even cold for real, for real. I'm gonna tell you that shit right now. And then on top of that, your skin is going to shapeshift. So the fact that you put on clothes in general makes you a genuine asshole. Yeah, that's why I said it, because I was just like, it will dead ass just be some shit like this. But that was also the point I was actually trying to get out there too. Because like the shit I give you, the shit other people give you, like you just do technically what you want with it. But it's just like it gets real bad and real fucked up. Because like it's just like I cared for those things and now you treat them disrespectfully. So it's just like, what is that thing going to vibe towards you? And what did you send it to vibe back to you? That's the reason I say shit like you gotta treat people shit with care. That's the reason I tell them like, yo, like, if I want you to do it, you gotta do it right. But that's the reason I always say I kind of get pissed off because it's just like, here's a not do it right, but like I would just be like, you do this, do this, do this. But my whole thing is I would do it regardless. But I would still go in and test the patience. But I'd be like, all right, now you might have to get smacked in the fucking face. Because he was just like, my thing was that like, Amir was just like, oh, I need notes. And I was just like, I don't really feel like giving notes. And like, my whole thing was just like, I was kind of in the mode, so I was kind of going to do it. My whole issue though was that like, you guys kind of like pushed me into that, and I didn't actually want to. So at this point, it would just be like foul call, January. So it'd be like, if I actually decided to pop out and do something, what would I look like? Because my whole thing was that like, there are elements that you guys may or may not get, and there are times where it's just like, we're gonna have a schedule. And it's just like, if you don't actually kind of like see the schedule, it's gonna be difficult. Because like, if I tell you like, I'm gonna hit you with like shatter, and it's a concept you genuinely have to grasp. How long can you grasp that concept? It's just kind of like making sure that like, no funny shit. It's just like, you kind of gotta see it sometimes. Yeah, and to go out of my way, cause like that's kind of crazy. On like some standards, I don't know. Sometimes it just like, it's just super attack. But like, that's why I said it though, cause like you see a build like this, I would look Dominic in his face and be like, so you're telling me you would fuck this? No, real shit, I'm sorry. Like, you're dead ass telling me you would fuck this. And that's why I said, I was like, look at her fuck, and this is Shay. Because we dead ass just had this conversation, we talked about this shit. She has shorted skirts. You know, this bitch is dumb as hell and confused. We do not wear this. You gonna put some shit on like that, put a fucking skirt on. That's when I said, like, there's certain character designs that you have to kill. This bitch has this shit on, she is dying. And guess what? She can't really take it off. And she don't got no ass for real. This is the type of shit I talk about. This is why I say purebred Amani. But do you see this shit right here? See this, that half braid shit? See, that's crazy as fuck, because Dominic only fucked with the full braid. But Dominic didn't know about the half braid, because he could see part of the design. And that's the reason I say, like, this shit is actually genuinely perfect. So it's just like, you cannot really come here and with Dominic. It's just the fact that, like, y'all get close because you guys desire an answer. And Dominic is just like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, you guys are too ugly to get this close. And, like, that's kind of, like, why he kind of gets where he goes. Because, like, it's not even bad. It's just more so just, like, you guys honestly weren't really thinking. And I didn't realistically know how to, like, tell you guys, like, to stop, shut up, and just kind of, like, sit back. Because it gets to a point where, like, you actually might just want to really sit back and just let me be me. That's the reason why I sometimes be like, I do need room, but, like, I need room, but I don't want y'all to leave, type of thing. It's just something I haven't really fully expressed, because I haven't caused, like, this for people to really want to leave. For me to then look and be like, no, but wait, come back. You know? So, I don't know, I'll just be saying, man, like, Yeah, everything is really important. I feel I was just like automatic slaves. Yeah, because it was just like, oh, but just take everything. And then it came a thing where it was just like, yeah, I was about to say, why didn't it become a thing where like, where you got like when nobody's really just like beating the shit out of her? Because my whole thing was like, are you gonna act like, yeah, I'll say some of you guys know, but that's because I said to go down a walk. Because it'd make everything a lot easier. Because it'd be like, you would have something to actually take a shit out on. But that's the reason I said like, it takes a very long time. That's the only reason why I always say, like, and I think this shit is so stupid. I'm like, there's no way people are gonna take this much time. There's no way. Because I always look on a day-to-day basis, so like, why are people so impatient? But and it makes you come back and look at life. But that's why Dominic said something. Because Dominic was just like, so is it just that like I keep setting these shits up and these guys get up, leave, and go without me, and then come right back, and it's just like this, or it's just like they just go to do their own thing. And I'm just kind of sitting here for entertainment. It's just more so just like I don't really know what I'm doing right now. And it's not like, I mean, yeah, you could call it full-blown jealousy, but and even in gelatinous terms, I actually feel like there's some more thought that goes into it. Because it doesn't hurt, but it's just like, yeah, it's just realistically like putting people in there for this. My whole thing is like, you don't really require me to do so. That's the reason I don't like doing it. So it's just like every single time I have to turn around and do so, it's going to kind of like throw me for a hinge. That's the reason I say like, you don't necessarily want to see Dom talk to Dominic. It's not that deep. Because I'm telling you, in the back of your head, half of you guys will actually sit down and be like, I wonder what he's really like. It's going to genuinely be. I pick you up and I throw you in the shredder. Because Dominic is just like, so they don't like my character. And he just turns around, he sits down and he cries. Because for the most part, either you know you like his character or you don't. But like, you can kind of just see and he can always kind of just tell. That's the reason Dominic is just like, he looked at it and he was just like, it doesn't really work off the grid. Because my first thing was like, why did I get there and immediately have to prep myself? That was probably the worst thing ever. My whole thing with Dominic is the fact that like, don't get him wrong. Great idea. And you do realize like, you guys could actually just turn around and make that a thing. Where he literally has to just like, yeah, because it's just like, what would you have thought he'd done before? Or what would he have not have done at all if he never ever genuinely needed to? Because that was my first lesson to Dominic. I was just like, difficulty, Dominic. Grasp, stand, difficulty. His issue was you guys. It was never him. That's why. Dominic said, in truth, if I actually gave them a day in my body and they genuinely found out how easy I fucking made it feel for myself, what would it be like? So like, it gets to points where even if you wanted to fathomably comprehend more pain, what would you have actually needed to do? So like if Dominic did it and it was just like, oh well, I do it like this. What's one, first off, the actual impact of that across everything, Dominic? I don't necessarily have an answer for that, which is, I guess, a slight lie. It's just the fact that you can hit me with a Jeremiah turn because I didn't actually feel confident enough to talk off the tip of the tongue. So it's just like, the thing about it is not actually the headphone. It's more or less the build-up. So like, to me, I already kind of threw my shit after I kind of got to a full. First off, probably from like the other day, just like these new characters in general, I was actually pretty pissed off. Pretty much, yeah. Honestly, by the time you get to this character, it's just like I'm already pretty pissed off. Yeah, I'm already pretty pissed off about this character. Don't get me wrong, I love Trajan, but from this character, I was kind of just like super as shit. By the time I got there. My whole thing was sometimes you gotta kind of see where the characters come from. But that was realistically all I was having to say. It was also just the fact that, like, it was just like building up an insecurity wasn't as cool as some people considered it to be. But my thing was just like, it was the brain drain. That's what, like, actually kind of, like, triggered me. So, like, pretty much I was type going blank, and it was just like, just leaving me be. But my issue was is that I feel like I didn't go blank enough. And I don't mean blank, I more so mean like, why is this level of blank here currently? I felt like it was cool, especially for the moment, but it's just like, yeah, my concentration. So why don't I get it and have it enough? I mean, it's pretty much partly what it comes down to, yes. But in a real general sense, it was just like, I honestly have to see how hard I can hit you. Because my thing is, it's just like, let's just say that simultaneously I decide, because my bigger issue was with Dominic. He went down as a fucking normie. And that was why I was pissed off. So it truthfully came down to the fact that Dominic didn't feel comfortable enough to be down and be next to you in true, genuine God form. Because it was just like, it got to a point where it was just like, precognition probably would have told me I think I would have get bored. I wouldn't want to be there, and I'm not going to kill myself. But seeing it, it's just like, kind of true, but also kind of not. My next is pretty much the main big thing would have just been like, I don't really know what to say to that, like, because it's not like it doesn't look good. It looks pretty good. But I was just like, it's just weird. Because I always say this to myself every time I go someplace. It's not about to be like some big ass party. Only because like the layers themselves are still a pretty big issue. My whole thing is that like, if you're gonna sit here and go through some shit, even just one world, bro. Like, yeah, so you ever look at a history teacher? You know, like, you ever look at a history teacher that only studies a portion of the world? So it's just like, after the first time, really, what the fuck is it gonna really turn you into? Because that's why I said it. Because I was just like, it was just more so just like, if you agreed to this, does this like truthfully come after like being here? Or like, yeah, I was just trying to get like a wait line for it. Because I was just like, I don't really know myself personally what I'm waiting for. Yeah, my whole thing is the fact that like, this right here is a nice, good, small ass, healthy high. You know, it's like just one, like, if I just literally just one fucking, it's a nice ass, healthy ass high. This is a healthy ass high. I haven't had a high as healthy in a while. Because it's so light, but it's so heavy, like, ugh. So it's like, but like, it's like him doing shit like that, like, if he was to try to be himself, and he was like wild and weirdly off the tip of his tongue, it's just like, he wants to make sure you get the joke. You know, that's the reason Dominic said it, because Dominic said, why don't we just have like a joke there? Yeah, it's just like, where he just kind of tells jokes and he looks ugly as shit, but yeah, he literally just said they're gonna have to cut that. His point was that, like, it becomes more or less like, not that I can't do it to you, but if I had to do it to you. That's the reason they kind of talked about the builds, and it's just like, okay, well, yeah, that's the reason she said it, because she was just like, I was just like, you can't necessarily be afraid. That's what I tried to tell Brandon, because Brandon wanted to I tried to tell y'all, like, it was like that. Because, like, I'd say, who really wants Nivea? Because I was just like, yeah, there you go. Because see, shit like that. So, if I would have told you that Shriva was the strongest person here, and I wouldn't even have to worry about taking her back, what would you have worried about? Yeah, you're gonna have to just be like, it doesn't fucking matter. Because, like, my whole thing is, Shriva's gonna want you to do it. Because that's Shriva's character. Regardless of whether or not you feel this way towards me. You still have to please and satisfy everybody else around you. So, and then when it came to Dana, I was actually kind of pissed off. Like, why are you so bad in this shit, yo? In general, yes, but what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, sometimes it's shit like that that dominates us. Because I was just sitting there like, I don't know, I can't tell. Because, yeah, that's why I would have switched, like, why didn't you put Brandon in this one? You know Brandon's low-key like Sailor Suit, and we talk about One Piece, and then you go on Blackbeard. Because my whole thing was that, like, at that point, then you could have went down. You could have put Unseen Jean. Or, Priscilla, I'm sorry. You could put Priscilla in Jean. The whole thing was just like, Priscilla is that look like that weird white girl. Which is why I said it. And then I came up here and I was just like, yeah, because every time you look at her, all you do is think Jasmine. But weirdly enough, you kind of stop because Jasmine was Neela. But that was why I kind of said it, because I was just like, can you take it in? Because it's just like, you look at this shit and you think Jasmine. Because you don't realistically look at this shit and think Priscilla. Because, like, it's weirder if you say Auntie. But it's better if you say Auntie Priscilla. Because that's something I can understand then. So it's kind of just like being a little honest of what you would want to cook out of her. So it's just like, I want this kind of relationship with you. And it'd be like, that's a little bit of why I always think of you as such a bigger person. Not that I think you have to be taller than me, but because I think you're technically high value, so I kind of want to treat you like you're high value. And me personally, I couldn't put in as much work as you. I wouldn't care. I'd fuck you as a bitch and make you do more work than me. And that's just me as a person, naturally. And that's just, I'm literally surrounded by nothing but bitches. So, like, even if my job was dumb, stupid, like, it would be like, are you guys gonna complain about it, or are you gonna shut the fuck up and take this dick? Like, it just gets to a point, like, what could I, like, hit you with, and what couldn't I? Because, like, if you're gonna genuinely bitch up, I kind of gotta kill you. And I can't really keep that. And it's just like, because it's just like, that's the reason I talk about spells. Which is why I say, I don't want to have to talk to you guys. Only because I specifically said, like, can you take a hint? And I would have told you, you fucked up, because it's always supposed to be drier, and it hits harder, because it's drier. And that's why Rattan pools are always dry. You guys just can't really tell. Dominic says it always hits harder when it's dry. It's the fact that you guys actually are kind of weird. And also the fact that, like, why does your lips have, like, why are your lips even like that, yo? It's just like, obviously, like, dehydrated. It's just like, are you dehydrated? The habitat is insane. So when I sit here and I do things, I'm just like, it's just like, what are y'all really about to do? And that's why I turn around and say some shit. So now if I was to turn around and say, like, hey, so are we all kind of cool with only going that way? How does that look? Because that shit right there is crazy. Because Dominic still just be saying, like, I don't really get what's going on. Like, I do kind of get it, but I don't really fucking get it. So it's just like, I kind of just see it, and there's shit like, I'm like, it's cool, I kind of want to do, but I kind of automatically start feeling shit, and I go into straight gorilla mode. So the fact that I go into gorilla mode, that means I'm going to go kill everything around me. Because that's how strong and weak the gorilla needs to be. Because it's a fucking gorilla. Literally, that. Thank you. My whole point was like, thank you. Oh, I was like, it's literally a gorilla. So that's the reason I say it's literally strong as fuck. And that's the other thing I tried to tell people. That's the reason I was just like, I was trying to bring them in, and he was just, no. That's why I was just like, sometimes you gotta kind of like be considerate. That was the reason Dominic even said something, because Dominic was about to tell y'all this. Why don't y'all just use every single character, and then he just keep the absolute mirror versions of it, and then he found each and every single character. Yeah, nah, doesn't that sound funnier though, right? And that's the reason Dominic even said it, because Dominic was just like, it sometimes almost feels, it's fun to do this, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it almost dead ass feels pointless and shit. Because Dominic was just like, it's not even towards you specifically. Because in reality, we could keep doing this. I'm just specifically saying. Because, I mean, do y'all want me here high or nah? Damn! Because I was sitting there saying, like, yo, thank you. My whole point was the fact that I typed. That's the reason I try to tell you I'm ambidextrous. I literally would drag his ass over here. But not fully. But that was my point, though. Like, to kind of just, like, leave it like that sometimes gets crazy to me. I just be like, alright, like, you could chill out. You don't gotta keep talking to him like that. And that's the reason I say, like, because it's more so, like, you got, like, even when I'm like this, like, you guys don't even take it. That's why I said it. I was just like, I don't even think they can handle me if I hurt them this hard. Because my whole thing was, like, if I really woke up and we actually went there, it was just like, or even, my whole thing was, like, especially in the crossbeat. That's the reason Priscilla was doing it, but, like, not everybody pretty much got up, sat down, and followed suit. That's why I say, like, sometimes you have to really sit down, shut the fuck up, and learn to, like, follow the leader. Because, like, that was what I kind of looked at you guys and specifically thought of. It was just, like, that's why Josiah said something, because Josiah was just, like, don't worry, I'm gay as hell, but I feel the same way, bro. Because he was just, like, in all honesty, the only 3 people who actually, after everything was released, the only 3 people that actually got up and did their jobs, Priscilla, Josiah, Amir. Everybody else was genuinely nowhere to be found. So if I did just kind of hotspot drop you, this is what would have happened. So when I sit there and I get you guys in your builds, and I put you in your positions, and I place you, please don't look at me like I'm crazy and you're stupid. Because this is why I say what I kind of said. Which is why I kind of always say it's crazy, but it's whatever, and it works. Why? Because Dominic would already kind of got pissed off because Brandon wasn't there. Because he literally just had to sit here and deadass look at Priscilla. Like crazy as hell, because why is Priscilla sitting there, not Brandon? And then it was just like, oh, and then he went literally crazy over it. He literally went crazy. Because he was just like, oh, well, maybe Priscilla's Brandon, or maybe, like, Brandon is, like, that's how bad the lines are going to blur for him if you guys can't get your shit together. Because it wasn't just all of us. Because maybe it was just some of us. And that's why Dominic is going to sit around and look crazy, because he's going to be like, I actually only picked specific people because of the build. So it's just like, there's no way everybody failed. Because my whole thing is if one person fails, everybody fails. And it's already automatic. So that's just straight Among Us off, right? So I did that, I turned around and looked and be like, okay, so who cried wolf? Because that shit right there is crazy. Because I looked at you guys, it's just like, did you cry wolf in the process or before you even got there? Okay, so, like, who triggered it when you got there? So, for example, Priscilla, I'm gonna tell you this is your fault. You hit too soft and too weak. Because technically, your thing is don't worry, it's not your fault. But it's a real good reason that, like, you should need to, like, whip that bitch into shape. Because, like, if you're not going to hit as hard as you can, yes, you have a bigger ass and a bigger muscle booty. Someone's going to have to. So it's just like, but I literally could just go grab Miss Sarah. That was why Dominic said it on his way out. I was just like, that's actually a pretty intelligent idea. So it was just like, I don't even know how to tell you guys this, but like, definitely. But nonetheless, it was just like, I mean, came up with some better shit. Thought it was pretty cool, but as in terms of what we're doing right now, y'all would have put Isaiah in a body shoe suit. Yeah, because it wasn't even bad, bro. Because he's a healer. And he's like Orochimaru, and he's kind of weird. He wasn't even bad. Dominic's just mad he didn't get the polo. That was it. Yeah, because Dominic would be like, sometimes, like, it'll turn around and, like, y'all be in these builds. And he'd be like, fuck this build, fuck this build. And it's like, god damn, alright, nigga. So it's just like, it'd be shit like that, where it's just like, oh, if I told me if I did this, I did this, I did this. So I'd just be like, yeah, because I'd probably be wild stuck, and that shit would probably hurt the shit out of me. I don't think I could, like, I don't think I'm built to take an attack like that. Yeah. Because, like, it's not that you question me, it's just that, like, I actually felt that and it hurt. Because, like, you more so was just, like, you more so, like, your first thing was that you damned it. So, like, you actually killed, like, half the kill. So it's just, like, you killed it, and then, so, prior to me actually hitting you with what that would have actually felt like, you hit it and killed, like, more than half of it before it came to you. And then as it kind of compounded and accumulated towards you, you kind of like kiss of death me with it. Where it was just like, this is gonna hurt you more than it hurts me. Because like you was just like, it's gonna hurt you more than it hurts me. And that's what I'm saying, like your words are just powerful. Cause like you were just sensitive to it. That was just it. Cause like literally it was just like, fuck. Yeah, cause like, it gets to points like damn. Cause like you start to hear shit, but it's just more so like the lines are kind of blurry. And that's why I say, like, sometimes, like, we have, like, rituals and shit like that, where everybody just does some shit, and I have to look. Because I'm going to be so pissed off. Because that was Dominic was trying to tell him. I was like, if I really sat down and like, because Dominic was like, he would feel like he has to lace everybody, but by then he probably shouldn't. But, like, shit like that, where it's just like, okay, but what if you just had to literally sit here and watch him shit holes? I mean, dig holes, or have make sure you would dig holes, and he shit fucking shroom juice into the ground. And then, like, you just come up and it's just like that. But that was why Dominic said it. He said he just found it more funny than anything else. And he automatically assumed that y'all would have been fucking with it. That's why Dominic said it. He's like, it's kind of his fault. He kind of hits us too hard, and we're honestly, as we can tell, some of us aren't completely ready for that. Because, like, he would do it, but at the same time, he'd automatically fucking tell that somebody doesn't fuck with him. So it's just like, you're gonna think he's weird, or you're not gonna like it, you're gonna think like some other shit. And because you think anything else, you actually ruin the experience for everybody else. So the thing is, everybody else will automatically take a notch to that, because it's literally like that. Like, it's literally like, whoever it was, pretty much, she was just like, I don't know how I feel about that. That shit was so sick. Cause like, what if it's something like the first shit you see when you come in? It's just like, alright, I'm about to shit in the cup, and you about to. Yo, cause that shit funny as fuck though. But that's why I was trying to tell him. I was just like, it was just more so the fact that like, if you could see it and stomach it, just take it and handle it. Because Dominic was just like, sometimes did I just be like that? But that's why Dominic said like, you don't have to kind of be too afraid, but like. Yeah, it was kind of like, you gotta like really chill out, cause like some bitches out here will like not watch their mouth. Cause like, so sometimes it's just like, okay, he did this, I'm gonna do it. But that's why Dominic said you still kind of do have to think about it. Cause it's the shit y'all don't actually think about. So like, the further y'all get in the game, the less y'all have to think about it. That's the reason Dominic was like, sometimes like, shit like this would have been like weird, would have been cool. That's the reason that Dominic actually said, we're gonna have to think about it. Because Dominic was just like, where's the thing at? And I was just like, yeah, but I'll say, I'll say, yeah, go ahead. Ask Brandon how we cleared the first level when we got there. It gets very serious. Cause I was trying to tell you, all the places are broken. Yeah, we're pretty much just like on cleanup duty for real, for real. That was like the main weird tidbit. Dominic was just like, you know, we're pretty much just like janitors, right? We're like Ghostbusters. Real shit. I'm sorry. It's dead ass just Ghostbusters. Like, I'm not even like, yeah, because it sounds so fucking stupid. Like, we're just Ghostbusters. Like, I was trying to tell you, like, it's dead ass just like you go to work, and like dead ass you get paid to do your work. And you know how half the time you finish your work early? Because you're just competent enough? Literally, in between assignments, you can just do shit that you like. But like pick up games because like, or just pick up these puzzles because like they all have to be completed in order for us to leave the level. So it was just like Dominic would dead sit there and be like, "There's no reason I should have to do this," and that's the reason that Dominic says sometimes like he dead gets like this. And I know, and I hope you guys don't mind, but like he's gonna be doing shit like that. But this is why I kept fucking telling her. I was just like, you don't actually know Dominic, because Dominic will dead ass. Like you'll be in the middle of a fucking puzzle and he'll long to the fucking floor, and like you're gonna dead ass wake up 3 days later with the wildest concussion that you can't scratch. Yeah, you looking to go get in position. Because that's the reason why I said it. I was just like, because it gets funny as fuck, especially if like a motherfucker like a mirror be around, where it's like, bitch blinked and caught the calm. So it's just more so like she gasped about it. And then like when they do shit like that, where like Priscilla forcefully brings somebody in and makes her watch it. And like her pussy react, but she can't put a finger in. Like it just be shit like that where it's just like it gets like that. That's the reason why I said like, can you get as abusive as possible? Because that's why Dominic says like I shouldn't have to smoke and get some weed desperately, just to make sure you niggas aren't bitches for real.